What did you get?
I got the Baja fish taco, even though I know that Baja is not actually in Mexico.
It is.
Is it? I thought it was in California.
It's Baja California. Actually, 2 states in Mexico are called Baja California. There's Baja California South and Baja California Norte.
Oh no.
What'd you have?
I had carne asada taco.
They were really spicy. My face kind of hurts.
How do you differentiate a good taco from a bad taco?
You can tell if it's a good taco if it's got a good homemade tortilla.
The atmosphere helps a lot.
Affordability.
If it tastes good, I guess. Well, that's the only thing I have to go on. If it tastes good and if it has, you know, the general components that go in a taco, like salsa and sometimes guacamole if you pay extra. Those things are generally Mexican, I believe. I don't really have anything to go off of because I've never actually eaten real Mexican food in Mexico.
Well, besides going to Mexico, it's really one of the only ways you can get exposed to Mexican culture in Vancouver.
What do you feel about the decor of this place?
The decor?
Yeah.
It's very brightly colored and kind of rustic, but also at the same time like very loud colors and there's lots of pictures of typical Mexicans, like, you know, with the big sombreros.
It's full of little Mexican trinkets like the lucha libre masks and the little posters on the wall.
Yeah, you see a lot of, you know, skateboarders, a lot of, you know, things that would be considered countercultural elements being incorporated into taco stand decor, because I mean they are appropriating this idea of cheap food, of this idea of the other, to rebrand tacos as their own, as this kind of, you know, classic rock place.
And actually even the colors and the benches and like everything in there sort of reminds me, the decor really reminds me of Mexico.
It kind of feels like you're in Mexico, but Mexico on steroids.
Why do you think tacos are so popular in Vancouver?
Because it's a new kind of fast food.
Yeah,
It's
different.
quick and it's relatively cheap, but it's something different. It's not a burger.
Or sushi.
It feels somewhat healthy. Probably isn't.
I think people like to feel like they're exploring different cultures and they're outside of their, you know, affluent first world country.
A whole bunch springing up in different cities in Canada, and they always seem to be packed like this one. The lineup out the door.
It's more accessible. It becomes a symbol of identity in a way. I mean, when as an American, you know, there's a class issue with, you know, being a Mexican American. It does indicate, you know, a lower class a lot of times, and that racial identity kind of translates into food identity. And since countercultural groups and that kind of thing, they tend to coalesce, they tend to come together. I mean, they become popular because of what they symbolize as much as the food itself.
How do places like this help shape your idea of what Mexico's like?
Well, places like this make me feel like Mexico is very fun and like alive, but that Mexicans are, I don't know, poor. Like I feel like this kind of emphasizes the fact that it's a poor country.
Loud and bright.
Well, again, I mean, it reinforces, since the most common Mexican food out there is tacos, and I mean, tacos are sold for pretty cheap. It reinforces this kind of low-class stereotype that we have of Mexicans. And
I can't say I formed my opinion of Mexico based on one taco shop.
we have you know, the illegal immigrant kind of typifies Mexico for North American Anglo-Saxons.
It helps shape my thoughts on the food in Mexico, but I wouldn't say that it helps me shape my thoughts on the country.
But the food is part of the culture. The food is part of the country.
Sure, it's part of the culture, but it's not enough to form an opinion on the culture. I don't think, personally.